Hello, welcome to Newcastle Disc Golf, otherwise known as NDG. I'm Tanya, and this is Chris. We're two of the owners and designers here.
Welcome to Newcastle, in Newcastle, Ontario. We've been here since 2021. This is our 5th year of operations here at the beautiful Newcastle Golf and Country Club. We're really lucky that they allow us to use this fantastic property, and we're very excited to be one of the 4 courses hosting the Canadian Championship coming in September.
Hi, my name is Alexandra Poletto. I'm an FPO player from Toronto, Ontario. I've been playing disc golf for about 4 years now, and actually the first time I played disc golf was here at Newcastle.
Something special about our course is that we are married with the actual ball golf, and so you're going to find that we are intertwined right nestled inside the front 9 of their ball golf course. We have got our whole 20-hole layout, and for the Canadian Championships, all players will be playing 18 holes.
It is such a beautiful course, and there are so many unique features and little Easter eggs to find along the course. As you go through, it'll be clear that the course designers really take pride in this course, and they do a great job. So we're very fortunate to be playing a round of nationals here.
It's been a bit dry lately. You'll see that there's water on the course, but not much water in the creeks, given just the lack of rain we've had. But the course is looking great, it's playing great. We've been continually improving this place over the past 4.5 years, and really excited to have people come and enjoy it.
So before we show you off the course, we do want you to be rest assured that you will be safe on the course. All of the disc golfers are playing alongside ball golfers, but there's actually very little interaction. We pride ourselves in how well we've married the 2 courses, and we built a very strong relationship with the ball golfers. And we know that all the players that come to play here are incredible ambassadors for the sport, and we look forward to hosting Canadian Nationals and showing off all that the players have to offer.
Welcome to hole 1 at Newcastle Disc Golf. This is our longest hole, 666 feet from the longs, considerably shorter from the short tee pad, and challenging. It does average well over 1+ over par typically. It's not so much the length, it's the difficulty with OB left and right. You will find it opens up very wide onto a bit of a slanted fairway off to the right. Lots of space for your drive, but discs do go out of bounds as the prevailing westerlies can interfere with your throw. Approaching the green, it's very guarded. You come up to a cart path here that's out of bounds on your left, and a bit of slope, as you can see on the green. Rollaways can happen, although the entire green area is surrounded by a wall. So if you hit that, you're fine. Where you run into trouble is if your disc rolls down the path toward hole 2.
And for players teeing off beside ball golfers, that might be something that feels a little bit unusual. So in general, we advise players to wait until the ball golfers have teed off, and then the players will then continue on and play the course. And they are relatively safe as long as they stay on the fairway. So the OB is quite clever for making the hole a little bit challenging, but also maintaining the safety of players on both sides of the sport.
Hole 1, we have a nice open fairway, 660 feet to the basket. You really just got to unleash on your first drive of the day, which is great. Aiming for middle of the fairway. Your danger is left and right. Along this tree line is OB, anything past, as well as if you really turn over, hole 2's fairway will be OB as well.
We wanted to celebrate being on a ball golf course, which is really exciting.
Yeah, but we keep the grass cut nice and low, so skips come into play with your finer edge drivers. It actually is their old driving range. When we came and explored the property, the driving range had long been not used, so it was weeds up to here. But it was just a great opportunity to have a good opening throw. We really wanted that first throw to be one where you can let it rip and check your distance.
So second shot from here, we're about 350 feet in. Second shot is quite challenging as you're trying to get around the edge of the tree line there without jumping out of bounds on the left side and without going too far into that right side tree line. There are a few gaps if you stay to the left of the tree line that you can get through, but really try to get up there, give yourself a look. Either a turnover or a big forehand.
Yeah, lots of fun, challenging, and we expect it'll be a playoff deciding hole on the Sunday for some divisions that will have to play this as their first playoff hole.
Here we are, standing on the tee deck, the long tee deck of hole 2 that we call Into the Wild. And we lovingly named it that because we started off on hole 1, which was wide open fairway. And now we're going to go into the woods where we're going to spend a lot of time here at Newcastle Disc Golf Course. Off to the right is OB, and we call it a little bit of Cedar Jail on the left. But you should be able to just form a nice straight drive, bend it left. It's great for a right-handed hyzer throw, right up, and maybe even a skip shot towards the basket.
Yeah, the target is very guarded. There's some lovely red pine there that some people will intentionally try to skip their disc off the slippery pine needles and perhaps get up under there for a birdie. Challenging, but fair open drive to start.
All right, hole 2, 330 feet to the basket. Just gonna follow this OB line on the right side on hyzer and hopefully land it into the green.
This is hole 3, Broken Down Golf Cart is the name of this one. As you can see, this is a bit of the old remnants of the past here at Newcastle Golf and Country Club. The owner didn't even know this existed when we were exploring this course. We found this bit of a junkyard with some old golf carts and so on. So it became part of the character of this hole. Very much in contrast to holes 1 and 2, this is a pure tunnel shot, a par 3. If you get it down here to the green, you're looking at a good possible birdie. However, if you hit early, you have to get creative with rollers and all kinds of scramble shots to get out back into the open. There is a very famous white pine limb behind us that everyone that I've played with applauds the fact that it still exists, because a lot of people hate it. It really doesn't give you much of a putt if you're anywhere high on the green. So it just rewards those that can get it down here into circle 1 for a birdie putt.
All right, hole 3, 200 feet, wide open fairway. You're really just trying to make the corner and have your disc fade down to the left. This one can either have your number or be the best birdie you ever had. Oh, I would pay money to do that on the tournament.
Welcome to hole 4, lovingly called Plinko. It is quite possibly one of the most hated disc golf holes in Ontario, perhaps even the world, I'm not sure. So as a little bit of novelty to ease the tension as you are approaching Plinko, we built a Plinko board. So if you want to play your odds here, some of our members say, we'll take the score that we get on the Plinko board. That clearly won't happen for the Canadian Championships, but let's give it a whirl and see what I'm going to score on Plinko today.
Aptly named Plinko, very forested, not so much a long hole, par 4. It's really the difficulty of finding your line through these cedar trees. There is a water hazard, a small creek that runs through the hole. It's pretty dry right now, so it shouldn't cause many issues there. This line for the longs was opened up because of this guy here. About 80 feet from the target here, the gap was a bit too small, to be fair. So this came down, giving you another 3 more feet from 80 feet from the tee pad. So there is a line on Plinko, as much as some would say there isn't. Most right-hand players will throw a forehand down here, get over that bridge, hope to skip right. There is a Mando on this hole that is relatively new. It is right adjacent to the tee deck on the next hole. So partly it's there for safety. There's netting behind the next tee deck, and that Mando is to the right. So you do have to shape your shot around through the trees and then try to get to that sloped green. There is OB left of the target as well, which is new. So that's OB for the next hole and this hole, Plinko. There is a drop zone beside the Mando as well, should you pass to the left of the Mando tree. The short tee deck is considerably closer, much a straighter line. You still have to be accurate with your throw to get down there for a birdie. Eagles are possible, but not terribly common.
All right, hole 4, the infamous Plinko shot. It's only 320 feet, but it is our second par 4 on the course. It's called Plinko for a reason. You're trying to get down to that bridge down there in your first shot and then make your way to the basket, which is further to the right. You can opt for something dead straight. I like the slight turn with a forehand. Just hope to miss the first 8 guardian trees, but
Welcome to hole 5. We call this hole Cedar Grove because you're nestled in these lovely cedars. You're surrounded by ball golf fairway to your left, where you will find an OB line. In addition, off the short tee deck and the long tee deck, you'll find OB to the right. It's a bit of an island OB, and we have a drop zone that's located just in front of me over here. I just have to brag that it's my only ace ever is from this white tee deck last year, and that's all I've got to brag about, so it can be done.
Okay, hole 5, 194 feet. You can go down straight down the middle on a slight turn, or if you want, you can take the big hyzer route, but there is a big patch of OB, so if you hit anything, you could be in trouble there.
Here we are at hole 6, known as Mossport. Here the short tee deck is just a straight shot across Graham Creek. So the water hazard here does play immediately in front of you on the tee deck, but also to the right down the fairway. Different experience from the long tee, just slightly back and right. So that's a recent addition, even though the tee pads are 15 feet apart. They play very, very differently. But for both long and short players, you have a basket on a hump. And I have seen double digits on this hole when people go up and over the basket. So that's a challenging target position. Not terribly long, but does have some hazards to negotiate.
All right, hole 6, 209 feet. It's a slight turn towards the basket down this tunnel. There is a river right here, so if you clip one of these branches, could be going swimming, but for the most part, something on a slight turn will get there.
Well, welcome to Bridgenorth, which is hole 7. Beginners say 7 on 7 and I'm in heaven. The reason they say that is we do have a creek that runs right along the middle, and I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bridges to deal with. The good thing is the bridges can give you access to the fairway on the left or the right side. The other good news is we haven't had a lot of rain, so there's not a lot of water. But you will, after you get across the main fairway, then be going up the hill, and the basket is a dogleg left at the top of the knoll. The nice thing about this hole is we've just had a couple of short holes, and it is a real treat to have a nice long bomb with a big wide open fairway compared to the woods that we just left from earlier.
So here in Newcastle, we have endeavored to get 2 tee decks on every hole, just to change the experience for everyone, especially our members that love this place. It gives you a different experience. Instead of just a straight shot here, having the 2 tee decks gives you a different line, a different throw, a different experience on this hole.
Hole 7, 400 feet. There is a stream of water that goes through it, so we're trying to hyzer over the water and land at the bottom of the hill there. There are some trees in your way, so if you push to the end of the path, that is best. Once you reach the bottom of this hill, you're just trying to do a big hyzer, give it some height, and it's on the very back of the landing up there.
This is the Cat's Meow, named as such because when we built this course, this was the easiest one to build because it was sort of here for us. This beautiful white pine area gave us good opportunities for 2 tee deck locations throwing over a little creek. In the middle of the fairway, it opens up to what was their nursery. It's where they grew their grass for repairing areas of the golf course, but they've stopped using it as a nursery. Thanks for that. We're happy to have it. And then left of the fairway, there's OB. That divides the ball golf and disc golf areas. And you get sort of funneled back in toward the target with some beautiful tall white spruce. Nice high ceiling. There are some low branches as you come in. But yeah, we just love this hole. It had to be called the Cat's Meow because we love building it, we love playing it, and the maintenance is pretty straightforward as well.
Okay, hole 8, almost 400 feet. Want to get through that gap right there. If you can push into that field, that's amazing, but goal number 1, get to the gap. There is standard water OB if you land in that creek there. Once you get into the clearing, you do have OB on the left side, but just a nice little chip shot into the green.
Welcome to hole 9, which we call the loo, and it's called that because we are located right next to the washroom facilities that are located about halfway through our course, which can be pretty handy. So they're located just on the walk on the way to this hole. Now you'll notice when you're playing the hole that there is some OB. You're going to find OB left, and that's going to protect you from the ball golfers, which are teeing off right to the left of us. So again, if any player is concerned about their safety, pay attention to the ball golfers on your left, and it's safest to tee when they're done. This is a par 3, and you'll find that it's a nice right bend, and then you're nestling your disc right into the trees, and then we're going to head back into the woods once again. We were excited a couple of years ago to finally put a red tee in on this hole, and now I've finally had a chance to part for my first time. It's been a long time goal of mine to add more red tees to our course. I felt it was really important to have an opportunity to throw the disc with a little less power and still have it the chance to shape around a tree. And so this is a dogleg to the right, which can be really tricky for a beginner throwing with their forehand or an Anheuser.
Hole 9, 200 feet. We have a turn to the right. The basket's tucked into the trees there. The OB is to the left of this tree line. So you really want to either turn something pretty significantly or throw a forehand.
This is hole 10. Damn it, Janet. A par 4 dogleg right, just down toward the green. It is treed, it's beautiful, lots of tall oak trees along the fairway. If you've got a good long throw from the longs, you could have a nice finish right into the green area to maybe have an eagle look. The whole basket is surrounded by a wooden wall, and that is OB. So do be mindful of that as you approach. Some long throwers may run into trouble off the tee just going straight down and not having a fade at the end. It is a par 4 and a challenging one. We think people generally enjoy it, but damn it, you might go OB sometimes. When we built this hole, there was a ton of deadfall. The red pine just up in this area were not doing great. Thankfully the oaks have taken over. But yeah, there was just a ridiculous amount of clearing to do, and we needed a place to put it, and we said, why don't we frame the green with a wall? And that became the dam surrounding the target. So damn it, Janet.
Hole 10, 311 feet, straight down this passageway. Usually something you can throw on hyzer and have it flip up to flat so that you get some distance, but there are a lot of trees. So the further you get down the fairway, the better chance you have at an easy birdie. If you get to this tree line here, you may actually have an eagle look, but really halfway, you can scramble your par.
Well, welcome to a very special hole. It is number 11, and we call it Why Not? Well, when we walked up here, we saw so many opportunities for lines, we decided to make 2 of them. So on this hole, from the long short, you can choose to go either to your left or your right. So you're going to be a dogleg right towards the basket or a dogleg left towards the basket. And a few years ago, the short player said it's time to put in some short tees, and we hummed and hawed about it. We measured exactly 15 feet forward. So in order to make our new short tee option PDGA approved, we had to make our 2 shorts actually 1 long tee deck. Our tee deck now extends from the red flag on the left to the red flag on the right. Feel free to stand in the middle if you want. Why not?
Hole 11, 225 feet. You have your 2 options. I like the hyzer just so I can stay on one line the whole way. But if you have a nice forehand, you could go the left gap or turnover.
This is hole 12, tunnel vision. And it required a bit of vision to put this hole together. When we scouted this in 2021, we were here in February, knee-high snow, and that presented some challenges. We had some good ideas about fairways. We had a beautiful fairway planned out for this hole, a nice S-curve down to the basket. We realized come spring that was very much a drainage basin for the course and a bit of a marshland. So we abandoned that fairway that we started to build. Started to build another one well off to the left, had a good line to the basket. Took a couple days to get that together and realized just toward the end of finishing it that we had a better line through these spruce trees. It does create very much a tunnel shot. We added this circle just to get in your head psychologically. Definitely from the short tee, it's more of a mind game issue. From the long tee, it's a real concern to try to get it through that circle feature. It's not a Mando. You just have to get through it somehow and keep it down the middle of the fairway. It's been aced multiple times. We've seen skip aces and straight in aces from both the shorts and the longs. So it's very doable, but if you do get errant shots into the woods, then you're scrambling and the scores can add up.
Oh, sick.
This is hole 13, high road. The basket is hanging and it's a bit high. We've changed this one a great deal in the last year or so. We've taken this fairway off of the ball golf fairway. It just reduces any traffic issues between the two sports. It is a challenging par 3, much because of the cedars here near the target area just outside circle 1. It's a very guarded green. We added a elevated hanging basket just for some interest. We didn't have something like that on the course. The branch that supports it actually is a tree that fell right beside the target here a few winters back. Snow load brought it down and we love the shape of it, and we thought let's use it as a feature on the course. So as you come into circle 1, the topography does drop off a little bit toward the basket. So short of the target, you're going to feel like you're putting at a level basket. But if you go long or under the basket, you have to throw up to the hanging target. We're actually really happy with how this hole has changed and what it is today. We were reticent about changing this hole because 13 was an iconic hole at our course. But we really feel that it is still iconic, just in a different way. It gives people a great experience. There's less traffic issues with golfers, and we've only had good feedback from people about this hole.
Hole 13, 233 feet. You want to get down this gap and then fade to the left. There is a wall of trees just outside of this gap, so you can either go to the left or push past it to the right, but you really want to fade down to the left at the end.
This is hole 14, Cliffhanger. Playing from the longs is a very different experience than the shorts on this hole. The shorts play this as a par 3 to the target behind me, here next to the creek. If you're playing the longs, we've changed this drastically. So your first shot gets you somewhere here near the creek. Creek is OB, it's all very well marked, but we've designed this now that you have to throw up this hill, hence Cliffhanger, to the target on top of the hill under a beautiful white pine. It does change it dramatically. Players who've tried this hole are having to figure it out. It's a very unusually high, steep, upward angle shot, and it can get people into trouble. We do have it as a drop zone from the short tee if you go into the OB off the tee. If you go subsequent OB, then you're playing from a tee pad on the target side of the creek. This can produce a great deal of score separation given the number of risks on this hole. And again, that's just that upward throw is just not natural for people. There are some people that try to break this hole with a big high hyzer off the tee, but the ceiling is quite low off the tee, so it really is not very possible for people. Well, people have tried to break this hole and they're struggling. It's a going concern. Cliffhanger, it's been fun to put together. It is a bit of a concern from a designer standpoint, the safety of a hole like this. We had to make sure we walled off some steep areas. We added a rope so you can more easily retrieve your disc if your disc does end up on that very steep cliff face. In events, we certainly will put a spotter here, someone young and wily that can scramble up and get your disc for you. But yeah, it does present some challenges just in terms of the safety and playability of the hole. But we love it. We think it's a great addition. We wanted to get more par 4s on our back 9 especially, and we're really happy with how this one turned out.
Hole 14, we have a par 4. You want to get through this gap, hyzer around the evergreens you see on the left side, and you'll land before the river's edge. It's about 220 feet to there. It is OB along the edge of the creek, so you can't go too long. Once you're there, we're shooting up a hill to the full distance of 360. Okay, now that you made it to the landing zone, you have about 150 feet up this hill. If you look, the left gap is the one we're aiming for on a slight turn. Or I guess if you're over there, you could do a big hyzer through the right gap.
Well, we finally arrived here at hole 15, which is appropriately named Stumped because the basket is in a stump. So approaching from the longs and the shorts, it is a dogleg right to approach this basket. What's kind of fun and interesting about this when we were designing it is it wasn't a lot of work to clear the fairway or anything like that, but it did take us bringing out a generator to power the drill and a special 2-inch Forstner bit that we spent all day on in order to cement that basket into this stump. So I'm going to say that this is going to be a standing feature on our course for a long time. A lot of the time we were appreciating being in the forest. So in the process of building and designing this course, we really appreciated being out here, and we really wanted to celebrate some of the natural formations that we discovered along the way. And so when we were off hiking and we knew we had the next location absolutely nailed down, we hummed and hawed and we wanted to avoid the poison ivy and all the junk that we'd have to move up on the hillside. And when we discovered this stump, it was meant to be.
Hole 15, 154 feet, going uphill, and then we're taking a right with a slight downhill towards the basket. So this hole shapes nicely for a big turnover, or you can do a forehand, but you'll want to give it some height so that it has time to crash down the hill.
As a reminder as well, there is a death putt here, so take it easy on your approach to the basket.
This is hole 16, Guardiloo Gulch. Fairly iconic hole here. Just given the landscape, the topography you're throwing over, it really is a massive gully that you're having to throw across. Our colleague Kevin, when we were designing the course, he said, what if we put a T-deck over here on the corner of this cliff? I thought he was crazy, but yeah, we've grown to love this hole. It is very challenging, fun hole to throw across. It is an island OB. We had just this initial T-deck to start, and then we really wanted a short T-deck here on this hole. It required a great deal of woodworking construction to build some stairs down to a lower T-deck, and then another set of stairs to get you down into the gully should you not get across on your tee shot. But yeah, we're really delighted how this one plays. It's aceable. It's fun to watch people throw it. You can get some kicks into OB, but yeah, it's pretty straight shot. You just have to get it over the gulch, no problem.
Hole 16, 192 feet, a really fun hole. Probably your best chance for an ace run if you want to go for it. OB is this entire gulch, so just fire one straight down to the basket.
And there's a little side note on why this hole is called Guardiloo Gulch. So in Scotland, before you had indoor facilities, you would toss all your personal stuff out the window that you did in the night. And just like you would yell 4 when you're playing ball golf and to alert someone that your disc or ball might be coming towards them, they would yell, Guardiloo! Guardiloo, so you'd watch out for the crap that might be coming towards you. And this used to be the back 9 of the ball golf course, and a lot of the ball golfers would be quite drunk by the time they were finishing their round, and they would stumble into this gulch and leave quite a little bit of unmentionables behind. So in the process of building and designing this course, we cleared a lot of unmentionables, cleared a lot of Guardiloo, and are proud that people are not afraid to play the gulch now.
This is hole 17, Crooked Creek. It is a water carry off the long tee. There's a pond you have to throw over with some OB at the beginning. And this one's changed. It was a par 3 up until just a month ago, since we've just really wanted to, again, add some par 4s on the back 9. Partly it was this beautiful landing area where we're standing now. It is beautiful, tall poplar stands. There's some black cherry, some beautiful big hemlocks and cedar. It's really one of the reasons we were so delighted to build a course here at Newcastle Golf and Country Club, because of the varied topography, the trees. And so this was just a no-brainer to push the basket back, make it into a par 4. Very technical, lots of hazards on your way, sort of having to throw some S-shapes. And in the autumn, this is really a fantastic place to be. Just the leaves covering the ground, different colors of all the different trees here. Yeah, we just love this spot. Required a bunch of bridges and some steps given the undulation of the land, but it was worth it in the end. We're really happy with this hole.
Hole 17, 397 feet. It is OB from here to just after the red tee pad, which is on the left-hand side of the fairway. So you do need to get across this first pond. You can either attempt to go down the left fairway, or you can go down this gulch on the right side. and finished to the left on top of the hill would be ideal. I'm gonna go with something a little faster just so that I get that push at the end to make it on top of the hill.
This is hole 18, the final hole for people playing the Canadian Championship. It's called Mando. There is a Mando tree on the left side. This hole changed without our desire this spring. There was a couple of very large silver maples leaning onto the fairway. And just a wet spring, the ground got saturated and those trees decided to lay down. So it took a few days and a few very kind members to come and help us remove all the wood. And it did change how the hole played. We thought it would be more of an issue, but it's really counteracted by just some OB. We added some OB stakes left of the Mando when you pass it and long of the basket. But it's still a challenging tee shot. Some people want to gun it over the hill, and that's awesome. You are threatening into the OB left, depending on how your ground play is with your tee shot. It's a very birdieable hole. There's some shot shaping. It's a beautiful S shape, the whole fairway, and just a lovely finishing spot here down in what was their driving range years ago.
And what's kind of neat is this is one of the few holes actually where we don't have a long and a short hole. And that's because when we were designing the hole, I often felt that the people shooting from whites really had the best look or the prettiest vantage point. And I thought it only seems fair that, you know, you get to finish off playing this course with a big open fairway from that high, beautiful vantage point. And so we've accommodated that by just changing the par for this hole. And it's nice that, you know, once in a while, even I can birdie from the same spot where my husband threw from.
Okay, last hole, 463 feet. We do have a Mando, that tree right in the middle of the fairway. So if you want, you can either lay up in front of it or try to stay to the right side of the fairway and get past it so you can give yourself a nice look for birdie. Once you get past the Mando, this entire left side of the fairway is OB. So if you are going for it off the tee, make sure you don't hyzer out too much. Woo! Thanks for watching. You can find me on Instagram at Alexandra Poletto, and thanks to my sponsor Innova for helping me birdie every hole here at Newcastle.
This is our putting basket. It does play as a hole in our sort of regular league layout. It's an island hole that people love finishing on or hate finishing on if they go OB and have to use the drop zone. But for a Canadian Championship, this will just be our putting basket area. We deliberately put it on a slope just to give you both you know, flat uphill and downhill putts just to warm up. We do have a warm-up net behind our long tee on one as well if you want to warm up your arm. Yeah, it's a nice place to finish your round and also start your round. See those people coming around and through to tee off.
This is where we congregate for league. So when we're going to start league, which is Saturday throughout most of the year, and then we have a flex league in the summertime when everybody's vacationing. But it's a really nice place for everybody to meet, greet, and get started on our rounds for league. And that just gives us the opportunity here as we talk about league to really celebrate our members. NDG doesn't boast a large membership base. You know, we don't compete with those, the Greater Toronto area, but I have to say that we've learned a lot about the sport and this community through the love, support, and camaraderie of our membership base.
Yeah, we just absolutely love the support of our members. They give back to us, and we're happy to put our 110% into this course to keep improving it. We have established a really good demographic. We have lots of women that enjoy the course. You know, yeah, maybe what is it, 1 to 3 ratio?
And it's, at one point it was 40% of our members were females. And an absurdly high number of left-handed players, somewhere in the range of 35%.
Yeah. We joke that this course is built for lefties whenever we see our left-handed friends play it so well. But yeah, we tried to make a balanced course, one that's challenging for, you know, the really serious disc golfer, but approachable by people just getting started. So we're really happy to have those both long and short tee options. And yeah, again, back to the community, everyone is fantastic that we've met through the sport. People are welcoming of new players, helpful. Yeah, just met some great people.
Yeah. So we hope that anybody who's interested in coming on out, trying Newcastle Disc Golf, you just got to go on our website, newcastlediscgolf.ca. You can book your tee time. Email us if you want to borrow discs. Often Chris and I will boot on out here after a work day and join you if you just want to get a few tips and tricks. We may not be experts, but we absolutely have the heart to walk you through the course, give you some general ideas. We do also offer beginners leagues in the spring and the fall, so you can look for that on your municipal calendar.
We have had a fee, a greens fee of daily rate of 15 and tax since the beginning. So inflation hasn't happened here. We have kept the rate $15 in tax, and we'll try to continue to do so as long as we can. We think that's a very, very fair price for what you get here. We offer, we think, an excellent disc golf experience, and we're glad to see people enjoy it.
Don't forget, there are always amenities here. You can get up to the clubhouse, order yourself some food, some drinks, use the facilities. So there's lots here to offer, as well as some incredible courses to both sides of us and the north of us, so you can make a day trip of it. Come out, disc golf, spend some time east of the GTA.
When we built this course in 21, there really was next to nothing in this vicinity. So we built in 21. The next year, Haute Goat popped up 10 minutes east of us in Port Hope. Fantastic course that Daryl's put together there. The following year, Cedar Creek appeared. 20 minutes to the west of us, and so we feel like we're in this hub of Eastern GTA disc golf mecca. So we hope you get out this way and enjoy this course.